Hello everyone, welcome to another rapid speedrun game against Shulaeva, rated 1442. We develop a piece and attack his pawn. He develops a piece and defends his pawn. We go for the Scotch Gambit, which is d4 on move 3, and he takes. Instead of taking back, which is the Scotch game, we go bishop c4, the Scotch Gambit. His pressure is the f7 square, and he plays d6. This develops his light square bishop. He gets ready to fight. You can do any number of things here. I'll just take the pawn. You could develop, you could castle. Everything's playable. He jumps his knight into the center and hits our bishop. So let's just make the very automatic bishop b3 a safer square defended by pawns. He goes a6. This doesn't threaten anything. Not really sure what he's stopping or what the point of that move is. So it seems like a waste of turn. I think we should get our king to safety. I don't see why not. So let's just castle. He now makes another pawn move, h6, which stops a bishop from coming to g5. But I wasn't going to put a bishop there anyway. He really lacks in development, and his king is in the center. He hasn't moved anything with that knight. So I'm going to go pawn to f4, kicking that knight out of the center, destabilizing it, and just kind of throw a lot of stuff at him since his king is just right there. He goes back with the knight, offering a knight trade. I'm just going to develop my second knight, continue my development and building my position. I now have 3 minors out, my rook, I'm castled, really good stuff. He develops his bishop, which doesn't threaten anything but undefends the g-pawn. Kind of weird. I'm just going to break in the center with e5. I don't want to develop my queen or my bishop. I feel like that gives him more time to bring out a piece. In this case, he takes the pawn. If you take back the pawn, your knight's hanging, f7's hanging. It's a thing. We could start with f7, king takes, check. So let's do that. Let's take his pawn and sacrifice our bishop. And now let's take a pawn with check. But he was already up a pawn because we gambited a pawn. So right now we just sacked a piece, the bishop, and have just a pawn for it. Now we definitely don't want to queen trade down a piece. So let's go queen h5, check. His king has to move again. He can't go to the f file, so he has to block his own queen. And this looks terrible. Do we not have some type of checkmate? There's this check. He has to go up. And then queen here. Wow. That's crazy. That collapsed so quickly. 15 moves out of nowhere. His king gets checkmated near the center. Was that bishop sacrifice good though? Like engine approved good? Let's find out. So, best by test, center, and development. Development, center for free. Center and development for free, attacking the pawn. Okay, now knight takes pawn is Scotch game. Bishop development is Scotch Gambit. He goes d6, and like I said, you can maybe play c3, you can maybe castle, and you can maybe take the pawn. Choice is yours, I guess. We just took the pawn, getting our material back. Force move, king safety and development. And it says we're up +1, so can't complain. Center, development, development and center. And this was just initiating my combination, which I don't know if it's good or not. I mean, it's not like you're ever losing or black's ever gonna be better, but the engine wants me to take this knight, and what's their engine follow-up? So takes. Now what do they want? Just so queen f3 or push. Queen f3 or push. Right? I was looking at queen development, but if you develop it, your knight hangs. So I just kind of went with the push. So what's his best response? Knight takes d4. So he's supposed to throw this in. I'll have to take with the queen. Now if he takes and I don't want the queen trade, I could still try my bishop thing, which is still good for white. So everything's good for white. So we just go e5, break in the center because we want to expose his king as fast as possible. He takes. Okay, at least they give it an accuracy. I was like, there's no way this is the best move. I kind of made it because it looked fun, but I didn't actually think it was the top move, and it's not. It's the second best move after this knight capture, which I like. That's pretty fun. So if we did take the knight, he's going to try to take the queen, probably. Now we have to throw in his bishop check. King captures. If we take the queen, he'll take the knight, so let's get it out of the check. Then we take the queen. That's such a long line that I don't even know how to evaluate. So I guess you're up a pawn, but there's no way for me to evaluate this, and there's no way for me to see this back then because he has so many, potential moves. You never know which one is the best, so you can't calculate everything. Plus, this is just a weird line. So humanly speaking, we did kind of find the best move. Bishop takes f7. It's funny because it says you either have to take the knight or take the pawn, and that's to be better than black. But I mean, it's kind of obvious because otherwise don't go e5. The only reason you're going to go e5 instead of developing your pieces is because you plan on doing something like that. So we played e5, he took, and we followed through to be consistent and energetic. He's supposed to take the bishop, which he does, and now we take the pawn, only move, check. Now he's not getting mated here. If he moves his king, he's anywhere, he's getting mated. If he blocks with the bishop, it's +3. White's completely crushing. But for some reason, if he blocks with the knight, it's only +1. So why is the bishop so much better for white and the knight only a little better for white? So let's take the free piece. Well, we already sacked the piece, so he's just sacking it back. And then he'll take the pawn. And now our knight's free to go. We have queen h5 check. Fine. If he goes with the bishop, oh, we have the intermezzo, queen h5 check, making everything stronger because the knight... Wait, but wouldn't the knight be pinned? Now it's losing because of king g8. A square the king didn't have before when the knight was still at home. So it's all very nuanced and specific, and you really would have to calculate everything down to the, bare bones, but I kind of am playing one move at a time, so that's not going to happen, especially not moves like that. So we take, he takes, we take with check. Naturally, a human's not going to want to just put a piece here because there's a pawn. So he's going to try to move it somewhere else if he doesn't see a checkmate. However, there is a checkmate in 6 and we find it. So this is all forced. What was he supposed to do? Oh, I was like, how's this the best move when I had a checkmate in 1? There's 2 different checkmate in 1s, 2 different checkmate in 2s. Wait, so this, yeah, that is the checkmate. Cool. Okay. Anyway, no mistakes, no blunders. A cool bishop takes f7 tactic. That's because he played passive. He did the bunny ears, and he didn't develop. That's the only reason why something as ridiculous as bishop takes f7 even works. So now you can see how I try to take advantage of it. There were even cooler engine nuances, but I'm no engine. Good luck in your chess and goodbye.